So I'm just doing little crisscross strokes all the way across the canvas because I've covered it with a very thin, even coat of liquid white. Liquid white makes the canvas wet, makes it slick, makes it a bit easier to do this technique. So when you've added it, you just check it with your finger, go pop, do a fingerprint test, and if you can see your fingerprint, not really in focus. Anyway, if you can see your fingerprint when you have a look, you've got enough on. If you can't, put too much on and you need to scrape it off and then blend it out, and it just makes things a lot harder when there's too much on, as I found out before. When I was lazy and I lobbed loads on and I couldn't be bothered to take it off, I started doing my painting and it was almost sliding off. And then when I was trying to darken things, it was too white because of all the liquid white on there. But anyway, let's talk about what colours we've got. Got some titanium white, midnight black, no, it's not midnight black, ivory black, sap green, alizarin crimson, ultramarine blue, burnt umber, burnt sienna, and then we've got a couple of the yellows. Got a cool yellow, a lemon yellow, and then we've got a cadmium yellow, which is more of a warm yellow. You get different warms and colds with colours, and the more you practice with different colours, the more you start understanding the benefits of different feelings, temperatures of the colour. So anyway, let's do my idea that I've been trying to do. We'll try again. Let's get some blue out. I want some nice blue sky, a bit of red. So what I find when I'm painting is I get a bit lost in the world that I'm creating, and if I've got a design that I'm meant to do, I forgot about it because I've been just going with the painting. That's why I like this technique, actually. You can do that. You can sort of just go with it and not worry too much about it. That's nice. What I might do is just go like this, and you can kind of invent a cloud by doing that sort of shape. It's almost a cloud there, even though I've not painted one in. I go extra light over those white bits. I'm going a lot lighter, and that keeps that light, because when you put less pressure on your bristles, less paint is going on there. So I'm just lightly going over all that, all the way across, getting rid of some of the colour off my brush. Doesn't really matter, just to get that sky effect, and then we can put a nice mountain in there. Now I'm going to make a mountain mix, a little bit of ivory black, alizarin crimson, a bit of the blue. Just mix that together. A bit of white just to see what colour that is. That's quite nice. Sort of a have a look at that. Sort of a greyish to the warm side. So I quite like that, actually. So I'm going to flatten that out, cut across, get a little roll of paint on the edge of the knife. I'm sure you've seen this before. We'll put in a mountain. Now, got to remember, don't go too big. I always do mountains. I always want to do them really big, so let's not go too big this time, Jason. Remind myself, too big. So you really, at this point, just looking at the outside edge, don't worry too much about what's below. Maybe this could go over here, like that. I don't know. Just making it up at the end of the day. I do enjoy making stuff up, actually. You get that sense of freedom when you're making it up. I like to have an idea, though. I like to have an idea. It's just sometimes I just like to go with the flow with the painting. So I'm using a sort of clean brush and I'm just pulling this out, thinking of the direction of the mountain. And then as it comes down, it just mixes with the liquid white, and then gets a bit thinner in colour. It's lighter, thinner, lighter. Now, some people struggle with the big brush. When I used to teach classes, I used to find that, and I used to say, well, if you're struggling to pull that down, why not grab your filbert brush? There's a really old filbert brush, and you could use that to come in deep and sort of, then you're not going to mess up your edges that you're really fond of, and you can be more, you can be more more control. I'd say more control. That's the word I'm looking for. More control, and you can really get this really right. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to always use the big 2-inch brush. You can always use a little filbert. It doesn't matter, does it? Whatever you want to do. You're doing your painting and you want to enjoy it. Anyway, so that's looking quite nice. You can almost see the shape here. I feel like that goes there, that goes there. I can just see that mountain popping out already. So now I'm going to be moving all this dark off my palette, move it over there. It's useful, mountain mix, I can use it. And then just get this half-used baby wipe. I use baby wipes to wipe my materials down quite a lot and wipe my hands. Useful bit of material. So next, let's get some highlights. I'm considering to have it a little bit duller, so here we go. Let's try it. A bit more black in it. A bit more white. Something like that. I'm going to leave it marbly. It's a greyish white. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to use my lightest light just yet. So as always, your looking for that outside edge with using your roll of paint. And what I usually do is I watch that corner of my knife. You can see that bottom corner. So you can use that to see where you're going. And then as you pull it out, you're opening up. You can do it like that. I hope that helps. Just use no pressure. No pressure. Let that knife break. On there as well. Nice. Yeah, quite like that. And then on this bit here. And then what I want to do now, get some of the white. A bit more white. And I'm going to go a bit lighter. If you can see that actually. Going lighter. And I'm going to get this bit here. Because I want this to have more to it, more differences. Rocks and snow. You can do that though. It's sort of in some of the areas that are a bit more lifted up. You get a bit of a rockier looking mountain. It's something different. Just standing back, having a look at that. Yeah, always having a look. I like that actually. I think I'll go with that. Oh, I'm going to get some of this blue. Getting some of this blue. Blue and white. Maybe I'll get a bit more white in it. Bit of the mountain mix. Sort of dull it a little bit. There we go. It's all a little bit marbly still. And then push into that. Do this side. Do that bit first. So you can experiment with colour in your mountain. So I don't know if you noticed there when I was doing that bit, I was using a curved stroke to make that mountain curve a little bit. Need a bit more colour. More there. Stand back, have a look. Get this bit done. yeah, looks pretty good. And now another thing you can do, this goes a bit further, is you can grab some of the dark and you can bring that in. Maybe I want a bit more of the dark here. Bring that in again. Go over that, and some of it, the dark, will go on the mountain. And you can add a little bit more these areas where the light's not quite hitting, even the cool light. Something like that. I'm really liking this bit. I don't know why. I really like that bit. Now, what I think I'm going to do is take it even one more step further. Get a little bit of this yellow. Throw that in the white. The warm yellow, that is. This could be my sunlight. Sunlight. To show you that. Do you like the way I do my zooms? You have to walk. There we go. And then I cut across, roll the paint, and then using this really warm sunlight colour, maybe the light is hitting like this part of the mountain here. It's just glancing off some of this. It's hitting here as well. Maybe there. So you can get some of these extra bits of light then. Bit there. It's really hitting that bit there. I fancy giving it that bit more light at the top there. Yeah, like that. That'll do. Nice little extra bits there. Got some light going. So I'm happy with that. Now I'll use my brush just to tap lightly up the mountain. Lift up a bit. Tap that out as well. Something like that. Send that quite far off. Now I'm going to use, I've got this number 6 fan brush. I might put some trees along here and then some grass and stuff. So I'm going to use my mixture, my dark mixture. Maybe those mountains, maybe they're miles away. So what I might do is create a bluey greeny mix on the fan brush. Bit of green, bit of the dark. Bit of the blue. And I want to make this a bit lighter. Well, I'll use this. There we go. Bluey, greeny colour. I wanted to make it lighter because these trees are a bit further away. And then I'm going to make a load of trees. So I'll go along here. Maybe over this side as well. Yeah, sort of over here as well. Up here. Stand back and have a look. Want some of these to be a bit bigger as well. So I'm going to do that one. Go there. Break that line. This one. She's in the corner of the brush. This one there. This one's definitely ready to go, isn't it? There's one there. Another one there. Something like that. I'll get the old big brush and mist the base. So you want to use the brush this way rather than this way, because if you go straight you end up with a line in where you want it to be. All different. Yeah, I like that. Oh, that looks good. Even if I do say so myself. Doesn't really matter what you do here, to be honest. Just pressing it in. Just getting the dark in there, really. Go a bit darker there as well. You know what I'm thinking of as I'm doing this? I'm thinking, good to have a path in there, wouldn't it? I like the idea of a path. Maybe I'll use the filbert brush for a change. I was using it earlier. I'll have a go at the filbert brush. Use a bit of this brown. Yeah, and what I'm thinking is, if I add a path sort of going up there, maybe you walk along there, and then it comes down there, and it gets bigger and bigger, sort of goes there. Use a bit more brown. Not like that, and now I'll get a bit of this burnt sienna with that white, and then maybe you saw that. I forget sometimes when I'm zoomed in. Burnt sienna and white, and then might just a little bit of that in there. And then maybe a bit more light, because maybe the light is dazzling this area here. Yeah, I quite like that. I think that bit will sort of disappear, but liking it. Now, use a clean brush. It's got a bit of blue on it. Cleanish. And I'm going to, so I'm grabbing some sap green and some of the yellow. And I'm just pulling that yellow out. And then give it a little push up. And then what happens is you get, see that ridge of paint that I'm creating there? You get one of those on the end of your bristles. You can use that to create your light. Yeah, hit in there. Okay, so loading my brush, coming down and going, get some of this yellow going. And then to tap, you can down. I like to leave some of these areas. Makes it look a little bit better. And then this side, let's bring this down as well. Bring it down there. Tap it. And tap it and it gets really, really soft. So this doesn't work if you've got loads of paint on. I've experienced that firsthand. Got a lot of paint on there. You can't get it to tap like this. Just a nice dark bit there. And bringing some of this grass right onto the path. Okay, let's have a look at that. Well, that's looking quite nice. Wouldn't mind a tree there, maybe there. Not sure why I'm making that noise. Let's do this path a little bit cleaner there. Just doing straighter strokes there just to make it look a bit flatter. A bit more dark in there as well. Something like that anyway. Let's not go crazy. Let's keep painting. Let's keep it going. Right, let's get loads of paint. Ugh. More green. Loads of paint. I want to do a really good tree. So I'm going to have one there. There. Like that. Corner of the brush. The further down you go, the more pressure you put on. That's quite a nice tree. Might do a smaller one here. It's just still growing, this one is. It's got a bit of shadow coming down there. And then I wanted to have one there. I'm just having a glance at the camera to see how high I can go. It's a good thing actually, when you film yourself, you can see it. I can't actually see it at the moment, but when you can make your decisions a little bit easier because you can look at it and go, oh, I'm that far away. I can see my whole painting as one. Where when you're right in the painting, it's difficult. So you want to be able to come and stand back and have a look. Let's have a tree there as well. I like these trees in the foreground. They really change the painting, don't they? Oh yeah, that's quite nice. That little tree, look at that branch. Oh, I might do a little tree over here as well. There's another baby tree growing there. That's nice. That is nice. I really like that. So now I'm going to add some light on the tree. I might think of that light. I might use a bit of my lemon yellow, just because it's a different colour. So I'm grabbing some of the lemon yellow and the green. So it's a bit colder. And then go with that colour. Sort of do it more on this one side because of the way the light is going to be hitting. More on this one side. Just a little bit. Now, oh, I know what I'll do as well. A few more on this one. So I'll do as well. I haven't done that. I just realised. I was going to do a tree trunk. A little bit of brown. Come across a little roll of paint. I can do a little bit more to that. I can put a little bit of brown there. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to do too much there. But now what I want to do is add some of this light. So what I'm going to do, dip into my liquid white and get a thin paint. Get some of this yellow in with that thin white. A little bit more white. And have a little bit of this light hitting some of these branches. It's not too much. I'm not trying to overdo it. Just giving it a little bit of extra light in some of those bits of the tree, and then maybe some in this part of the tree as well. Probably would miss that tree. And then get excited when you're painting. You start seeing things and you're like, oh, I could do this, could do that. We could get some more of this light colour. And you can see that. That light colour. I'm gonna add a bit more light on this side. Maybe a bit there as well. And then you can soften that. And then look at these levels that are being created. Got that one, and then this one here. I can add a bit more there. Yeah, that's nice. Nice bit of light there. Different areas. It doesn't change. It sort of changes it about. I think that needs to go up to there really. Stand back, have a look, and see what you think you could do. And I think quite happy with that. Really liking that. Maybe a bird in the sky. Nice little bird there. Yeah, I only want one bird in this painting. Yeah, I think I might just go with one there. And you could add some sticks and twigs, or you could add another layer of trees, or a big tree. But for now, I think I'm done. So I'm going to get some of this red, alizarin crimson, throw in a bit of the white, and I'll just put a little GB down here. And I'll say thanks very much for watching this one, and I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.